Sairam, dear children. Today we are going to begin our class by chanting Om 3 times. Children, today we will study about equivalent fractions. We will go to Tata Class Edge to watch a video for that. I'm going to enter the school name, our school name. Sri Saivika Viharguna, username and password. I'm going to sign in. Yes, Tata Class Edge appeared. Let's wait for some time. Okay, class 5. Facts and wholes. Today we are going to study equivalent fractions. We are going to watch this video. All of you watch it carefully, then we will proceed. I'm going to play it.
Today, Mother has baked pizzas for Samiksha, Devansh, and Kush. Samiksha divided her pizza into 2 equal parts and ate 1 part. We can say that Samiksha ate 1/2 or 1/2 of the pizza. Devansh divided his pizza into 4 equal parts and ate 2 parts. Thus, Devansh ate 2/4 or 2/4 of the pizza. And Kush divided his pizza in 8 equal parts and ate 4 parts. We can see that Kush ate 4/8 or 4/8 of the pizza. Did you notice that all 3 of them ate the same amount of pizza?
Yes, children. Let us watch the 3 plates of the 3 different children. But the remaining quantity of the pizza is same for Samiksha, Devansh, and Kush.
Each one of them ate exactly 1/2 of the pizza. This means that the fraction 1/2, 2/4, and 4/8 are equal and show the same part of the whole. Such fractions are called equivalent fractions. Let's further explore equivalent fractions.
Let us go to the next.
Consider these 4 squares. Each of them represents 1 whole.
Yes, children. What is the meaning of 1 whole? 1 whole means nothing but full. Suppose you have an apple with you, and if you do not cut it, it is a full apple. It is called whole. Whole means there is no division. Full. Whole means nothing but full. Let us continue.
Let's divide the first square into 3 equal parts. Each part here represents 1 upon 3. Similarly, divide the second square into 6 equal parts like this. Here, each part shows 1 upon 6. Next, divide the third square into 9 equal parts like this. Here, each part shows 1 upon 9. And finally, divide the fourth square into 12 equal parts like this. Here, each part shows 1 upon 12. Now we can see that 1 upon 3 in the first square is same as 2 small boxes of 1 upon 6 in second square. This means 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 6 or 2 upon 6 in the second square is equal to 1 upon 3 in the first square.
Here yesterday I told you the fraction with same denominator are called like fractions. See, 1 by 6 and 1 by 6 are like fractions. So if you want to add like fractions, simply you add the numerators 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. And the denominator is same here. So the denominator will remain same here. This is the way of adding like fractions. Let us continue.
Also, 1 upon 3 in the first square is the same as 1 upon 9 plus 1 upon 9 plus 1 upon 9 or 3 upon 9 in the third square.
Here also, children, we are adding like fractions 1 upon 9 plus 1 upon 9 plus 1 upon 9. Since the denominators are same, we call them like fractions. In such cases, we have to add the numerators 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal to 3 and denominator will remain the same. Let us
and the same is equal to 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 12 plus 1 upon 12 or 4 upon 12 in the fourth square.
Here also same is the case. We are adding like fractions. Here 4 fractions are to be added. So and denominators are same. They are like fractions. So we add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal to 4 and denominator will remain the same.
This means that the fractions 1 upon 3, 2 upon 6, 3 upon 9 and 4 upon 12 represent the same part of a square or a whole.
Children, in this 4 different fractions, we can see a number pattern. First of all, you look at the numerators. Here, 1 is 1, 1 2s are 2, 1 3s are 3, 1 4s are 4. Similarly, look at the denominators. Here is also a number pattern from multiplication table. Can you identify that? 3, 1 is 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. So we can say 1 by 3 and 1 by 6 are equivalent fractions. 1 by 3 and 3 by 9 are equivalent fractions. 1 by 3 and 4 by 12 are equivalent fraction. 2 by 6 and 4 by 12 are equivalent fractions. And all these are equivalent fractions.
Therefore, they are equivalent fractions. Thus, the equivalent fractions are the fractions that represent the same part of a whole. Next, let us see how to find the equivalent fractions.
Now let us see.
We can find equivalent fraction by 2 methods. First by the multiplication method and the second one by the division method. Click on a method to know more about it.
Okay, children. There are two methods to find out equivalent fraction. One is multiplication method and the other is called division method. Today we are going to study multiplication method. So I am clicking on that.
We have seen equivalent fractions 1 upon 3, 2 upon 6, 3 upon 9 and 4 upon 12. Have you noticed that multiplying the numerator and denominator of 1 upon 3 by 2, we get 2 upon 6, which is the second equivalent fraction. Similarly, multiplying the numerator and denominator of 1 upon 3 by 3, we get 3 upon 9, which is the third equivalent fraction. And on multiplying by 4, we will get 4 upon 12. This means that to find a fraction equivalent to a given fraction, we must multiply its numerator and the denominator by the same non-zero number. Let's find out the fraction equivalent to 2 upon 5 by using the multiplication method. To find this, first we multiply its numerator and denominator by 2, which gives us 4 upon 10. This means 2 upon 5 and 4 upon 10 are equivalent fractions. We can also multiply its numerator and denominator by 3 to get another equivalent fraction, 6 upon 15. So, the fractions 2 upon 5, 4 upon 10 and 6 upon 15 are equivalent fractions.
Children, I hope you understood the multiplication method for equivalent fractions.
Find the fractions equivalent to 3 upon 5. Select the correct options, then click Submit.
Here, the fraction equivalent to 3 by 5. See, let us see the first one. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. So, by the same number, we have to multiply 5 also. So, is it an equivalent fraction? Yes, let us click. Then, what about this? 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, but 5 multiplied by 2 is not 8. So, it is not. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. So, is it an equivalent fraction? Yes. Then, 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, but 5 multiplied by 3 is not 11. So, it is not an equivalent fraction. Now, let us come to this. 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. So, this is an equivalent fraction. Then, 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. 5 multiplied by 4 is not 14. So, this is not an equivalent fraction. Children, let us submit and see.
Well done. You have correctly identified all the equivalent fractions.
Okay. Now, we are going to the next question.
Let's summarize what we have learned so far.
Equivalent fractions are the fractions that represent the same part of a whole. To find a fraction equivalent to a given fraction, multiply its numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. What is the meaning of non-zero number? You can multiply by any number other than 0. You don't multiply by 0, because if you multiply any number by 0, then answer will be 0 and denominator will become 0 and we cannot divide by 0. To find a fraction equivalent to a given fraction, divide its numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number. This is about division. This part we will learn tomorrow. Okay, children? So I am moving out from here. I am logging out from Tata ClassEdge now. Now, I think you have understood something about equivalent fraction. Now, I am going to show you some questions so that we can learn it further. Okay, children? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, children? Okay. Can you see the page? Okay, very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Very good. Let us try to make equivalent fractions by multiplication method. This is what we have learned with the help of today's video. So I have given you a fraction 2 upon 3, and I have written it like this. It is equal to 4 by 6. That means 2 upon 3 and 4 upon 6 are equivalent fractions. Why they are equivalent fractions? So in such cases, we have to see the relationship between the one numerator and the other numerator. Here, what is the relationship? Relationship is this. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. That means here this numerator is multiplied by 2 to get the other numerator. So we should multiply the denominator also by that same number 2. That means this denominator 3 should be multiplied by 2. Then 3 2s are 6. If you multiply here by 3, 3 3s are 9, then they will not be equivalent fraction. That means numerator and denominator, when multiplied by the same number, we get another fraction, and that fraction is called equivalent fraction. So I have given here one example only. But if you multiply here by 3 and here by 3, you will get one more new fraction. Multiply by 4, you will get another new fraction. So we can multiply by any number. Suppose you multiply this 2 by 100 here. What will you get? 200. Then 3 also multiply by 100. What will you get? 300. So you are getting a new fraction, 200 upon 300. That is also an equivalent fraction. So children, how many equivalent fractions you can make for a fraction? So many. Not by multiplication method, we can make so many. Now coming to the next example. So I have written 4 by 5 is equal to 8 by 10. You have to check whether I am correct or not. How do you check? First, we have to find out the relationship between 4 and 8 here. What is the relationship? 4 multiplied by which number you got 8? 4 multiplied by 2, you got 8. So 5 should be multiplied by 2. 5 2s are 10. So this rule is correct here. That's why 4 upon 5 and 8 upon 10 are equivalent fraction. Here also we can make as many number of equivalent fractions as you need. Then 5 upon 6 equal to 10 upon 14. The meaning of this equation is that 5 upon 6 and 10 upon 14 are equivalent fraction. My question is, it is correct or not? Find out the relationship between numerator and numerator. 5 by 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. So we should multiply 6 also by 2. When you multiply 6 by 2, what is the answer? Answer should be 12. But what did I write here? I wrote here 14. So my statement is correct or not? Here my statement is not correct. What should I write here? I should write 12 here. And I should change this statement from here. This equal to, I should change by not equal to. Otherwise, I should say, I should write, or I should say 5 upon 6 and 10 upon 14 are not equivalent fraction. And if we want to make it equivalent fraction, this 14 should be changed to which number? 12. So I gave you 3 questions in this. First and second I gave you correct, and third one I gave you wrong. But this is not a correct statement. It is a wrong statement. I wanted to show you that sometimes wrong things also happens, and we have to check both numerator and denominator. Okay, now let us see. Now I have changed the style of writing, because yesterday also I told you in some books it looks like this, in some book it is like this. Here I have made a series of equivalent fraction, and while discussing you have to check whether any mistake is there or not. So we are considering the numerators: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Is there any number pattern they are following these numbers? 3 1 is 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15. Okay, and how do you get 6 by 10 from 3 by 5? 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. How do you get 9 by 15 from 3 by 5? 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. Similar, 3 multiplied by 4 is 12, and 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Okay, and 3 multiplied by 5 is 15, 5 multiplied by the same number 5 is 25. And this dash tells you that you can make as many equivalent fractions as you need by multiplication method. Now children, this is another one. You check whether the pattern is correct or not. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Which table is going on here? 7 1 is 7, 7 2s are 14, 3s are 21, 4s are 28, 7 5s are 35. But in the denominator, the number goes like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So let us check the first, how this 14 by 20 came from 7 by 10. 7 and 14, what is the relationship? 7 2s are. So 10 2s are. Is it correct? Is it correct? Yes. Then 7 by 10.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good. 7 by 10 and 21 by 30. 7 3s are 21, 10 3s are 30. Multiplied by 3. Similarly, 7 4s are 28, 10 4s are 40. Similarly, 7 5s are 35 and 10 5s are 50. And the dash says we can have so many equivalent fractions like this using multiplication method. This is an error I made. This is question number 6. This is 5 and this is 6. Okay, 6 by 8 equal to, I wrote here 12 by 16. 6 2s are 12, 8 2s are 16. Is it correct? Yes. 6 3s are 18, 8 3s are 24. 6 4s are 28, 8 4s are 32. So we can say 12 by 16, 18 by 24, 24 by 32 and 6 upon 8 are all equivalent fractions. So we can make as many equivalent fractions as we wish by this method. By this method means by which method? By multiplication method, which you learned today. Now a few questions for you. Fill in the blanks. With this knowledge, let us try to find out what number will come here. Okay. And for this, what you have to do is, first you have to check whether in numerator or in denominator, where both numbers are given. Let us check in this question. Here numerator is given, but here the numerator is unknown, absent. But both denominators are here. Here we have to find out the relationship between these two. What is the relationship between 7 and 14? How 7 came 14? How 7 became 14? 7 doubled to get 14. 7 2s are 14. As per our rule, we know if you multiply here by 2, here also we should multiply by 2 only. So 2 2s are 4. I gave you the answer here down. Okay. Then next, 5 by 12 is equal to 15 divided by dash. Here in the denominator, one of the denominator is absent, but both numerators are present. So here you have to find out the relationship. How 5 became 15. 5 3s are 15. You got the number by which you have to multiply. So here 12 also should be multiplied by 3. 12 3s are 30. 12 3s are 36. Did you understand, children? Now one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
4 by 7. Okay, very good, very good. You are getting what I am explaining. I'm very happy. 4 by 7 equal to 12 by dash. You see here the denominator is absent in one of the fraction, but here both numerators are present. So let us find out the relationship between 4 and 12. How 4 became 12? 4 3s are 12. So here also we should multiply by the same 3. 7 3s are 21. So the number here should be 21. Okay. Now one more example for you. You see here both numerators are given. 9 and 45. What is the relationship between 9 and 45? 9 5s are 45. So here also we have to multiply by the same 5. 10 5s are 50. Answer should be 50. Okay. Now the last question for today. 6 by 7 equal to dash by upon 21. Here both numerators are given. Sorry, denominators are given. So what is the relationship between 7 and 21? 7 3s are 21. 7 when multiplied by 3, you got 21. So 6 3s are 18. Here the number in the dash should be 18. I hope, children, you got the point. What are equivalent fractions and how to make equivalent fractions with the help of multiplication table. And this method is called multiplication method of finding equivalent fractions. And I hope all of you enjoyed the class and understood today's concept very well. Did you understand, children? Yes or no? Very good.
Yes,
if you understood, I'm very happy. So we can close today's class here, and tomorrow we will learn division method. Okay, children. So before closing the class, we will chant Shanti Path. All of you join your hands. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, children, we will meet tomorrow again.